I really love the vampire noble designs in this episode. I'm kind of upset that the nobles are getting killed off, especially the one that was like the main focus of this episode that you and his group was taking down. I really love that design. Like, I know there's probably many that probably don't care about that design, but I truly love that design. I love the top hat theme, I love the outfit, the attire of that vampire was just so badass. And when he was getting pissed off and all that, and he was charging, I was like, oh fuck, he's dead. Now, one thing I want to point out, though, is that this vampire, he was so prideful that when he was about to die, like, he was certain to die when he got, slashed right here, but he was so prideful that he decided to take his own life instead of allowing humans to take his life. Like, he's like, I will not allow livestock, and when he just stabs himself, and that was it. So, from what we can assume from that dialogue is that, like, I will not allow livestock to kill me. So, it shows you how prideful these vampires are and how they really view humans. Like, they don't really want to die at all by humans, and when they're pressured into that point, they might kill themselves. So, there's one thing I want to point out now that is starting to become a reoccurring theme in this season of Seraph of the End. There is definitely a war going on, like an inner struggle between the vampires in this season, because if you watch closely throughout this episode, the vampire noble that was taken down, he was on an opposite party, for instance, another different part of the vampire clan, than our vampire Princess Cruel. And when you have it to where he's like, oh, I should probably not listen to her, I should probably not do anything she says, because if I was to follow her orders, I might be in a bad state with my party. So, there's definitely politics going on with the vampires, which has already been shown before in this season, but it's really starting to become a little bit more of a clearer picture as we move further and further on in this arc, because think about it. Why or how did the humans get all this information on the vampire nobles? That's the first thing we need to wonder. Like, how'd they get all this top secret information? So, we know there's a spy going on. We know there's a spy in the humans, and we know there's a spy with the vampires, and they're giving information. And I already have my assumptions of who is the spy on each side, but there's really no concrete information. The main thing we need to really look at is, like, what if the spy, vampire spy, is giving information to the humans to remove a certain said party of the vampires, which is what we are seeing in this episode. So I wonder if all the nobles that are being attacked right now, I wonder if all those nobles were in the exact same party as the vampire noble that got killed in this episode by you and his group. Because if they are, that means that these certain select vampires are being hunted down for this other vampire party can grow in strength. So it makes you wonder. And then also, the same thing could be said about the humans as well. I mean, think about this. We do know there's multiple parties working inside of the human side of society. I guess it would definitely benefit the other side of a party that wants a certain said group to die off. So let's say, the other side of the humans want, Gurren and his group to die off. This would be a good opportunity for his group to die off, which could lead into a trap. And the same could be said for the vampire side as well, because, I mean, a certain of them are part of this certain party and they get killed off, that will help out this one group of the vampires in their part of society. So, I see where there's a political struggle going on in this arc that's behind the scenes that not many might notice, but it is becoming a reoccurring theme. Let's talk about the action, the fighting scenes of this episode. So the fighting, I have to say, I think this is probably the best episode in terms of animation since episode 1. Like, the animation art looked so good in that fighting when you was going up against that noble, and you had it to where he was blocking and dodging his attacks. I mean, I love that, like, the camera angles, the way it was panning around the fight. Oh my god, that was just so damn awesome. I was like, dude, that's fucking cool. So, yeah, the episode's fighting, definitely the best, I think, so far from this season 2. And in terms of music as well, I love the music. It didn't have the same exact soundtrack as we normally hear. It had some different type of songs thrown in there that was really going along with the episode. So I have no issues with this episode in terms of the fight. No Mika in this episode, which caught me by surprise because usually Mika's always in every single episode, but he was not in this episode. Huh. I'm not how to feel about that, because usually, like, he's in every episode, like you, but... Okay, but I won't notice that after the episode was done. I'm like, Mika was not in this episode, because, you know, he's like our other main character that shows us the vampire side, but we didn't see nothing of him, which is kind of weird. And then the final part of the episode, we lead into the aftermath after some of the fuck-ups of the humans. So, this group of 45, if I got it correct, this group of 45, they went to go take down their noble, and they got fucking destroyed. They got ruined. You had to where there was a messenger that ran to Gurn and his squad, talking to him like, hey, they need the lieutenant commander to come and talk to this dude, Crowley, and, you know, talk about the hostage situation. 19 people died, the rest are hostages, so it's not a good situation at all around. So Gurren is in a spot, because, I mean, he's heavily wounded right now. His group is heavily wounded. The others, we don't know how everybody else is doing right now with their nobles, so there's a possibility that there could have been other groups that have failed. So, I mean, we only know at this moment confirmed 2 nobles are dead. So for 2 nobles to only be confirmed dead, that means that the others could possibly be alive, regrouping into that section to where the hostage situation is, which could be very bad. So I wonder where this is going to go. There might be some death, and I mean, I expect some form of death very soon, because, I mean, this is a dangerous game they're playing right now, because they're in the middle of enemy territory. They got these high-class nobles that were just doing really well. I mean, look, this one noble is fighting off, like, that huge party of Yu's group, like nothing almost, until he got outsmarted, and for that to be for just one, imagine the others. I highly doubt all of them are going to die. There might be like 6 that might survive this. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.